In the beginning of the story, we see a hitman who is preparing to kill his victim with a sniper bigger than his body. His target is an agent of his own company who is having fun with young girls from his retirement pension after retirement. The surprising thing was that 5 people were working together to kill an old man, including the girl who was getting intimate with that agent. As soon as the sniper fired the shot, he missed the target and the bullet touched him and went out, after which the rest of the people entered his mansion and riddled the agent's chest with bullets. After the work was over, his boss sent a helicopter for him and took him out from there. After this, we see another agent who was going to retire in a few days. Actually, these agents were professional killers who worked for a contract killing company. Duncan was also a murderer who had committed so many murders in his 30-year career that the company people also said that Duncan should take a leave sometimes. This man had neither any family nor any government records that could prove his whereabouts. It is to be noted that he was an anonymous killer, and these were the things that made him different from other contract killers. Duncan goes to his accountant, who tells him that the company will give him $8 million on his retirement. Like every time, this time also he donates 2 lakhs from that money. Even his accountant did not know to whom and where he gave this money. After this, we see the company's manager, Vivian, who came to attend the condolence meeting of her retired agent. Duncan was also present there, but he did not come in front of anyone. He asked who killed Michael. He had left the job, and his record was also clean. On this, Vivian told him that this is some Russian mafia. They have killed 4 of our agents in the last month, and all of them are those who have either retired or are about to retire. He showed the photo of their leader and said that this is that man. The boss wants to give you one last task. Kill him. This will be your last mission. Duncan said that there are other agents in the company. Get this work done by them. Why am I being given this mission only? Vivian says that you are behaving like a child. Don't show anger. I know you are angry with the boss, but he wants to get this work done from you only. In return, he will pay you well too. But Duncan wanted to forget his past and start afresh. That is why he did not accept the mission. After this, he went to a store from which he bought a book and a movie ladder. His eyes fell on a girl who was selling an abandoned dog. To overcome his loneliness, he bought that dog and brought it home with him. Duncan lived an underground life. Wherever he went, he used to erase the evidence of his existence. That night he drank a lot and slept in a drunken state. He had become so used to living alone for years that when his dog came near his feet, he thought it was an enemy and shot it. Drunk really did not have a heart. He had adopted him only in the morning, and by the evening he killed that poor thing. He felt sad, but now what could he do? In the end, he buried him and started trying to live alone. There was a girl living in his neighborhood. Duncan saw that she was trying to cut wood, but she could not. The next day, Duncan went to the market again, but this time he bought a fish tank because he was not capable of keeping a dog or a cat. When the girl returned to her house, she saw that someone had cut all her wood. Duncan had done this work, but he did not tell her. Minding his own business was his way of living life. On the other hand, Vivian was messaging him repeatedly. She wanted him to accept the mission in any way, but Duncan still ignored her offer. Finally, Vivian promised to give him $2 million, after which Duncan started picking up her calls and said, "I will think and then tell you." Vivian told her boss, Blut, to forget him. He is very clever. He will not get caught in our trap so easily. But Blut asked, "Why do you get so scared after talking to him? He is just an ordinary agent. Give him as much money as he wants. Anyway, in the end, he will come to us." After this, we see him in a high-profile meeting where the Chinese mafia has come to make a deal to buy his company. They said that your company was stolen last year. There has been a loss of $29 million. Why should we buy a company that is already in debt? Blut said that the company was in debt, but everything will be clear in the next few weeks. It is revealed that when his great-grandfather started this company, he used to pay the price of loyalty to each of his agents on their retirement, or say that he used to give retirement money to the agents. But when Blut made the contract again, he made such changes in it that if something happens to any agent before retirement, then all his money will be collected in the company's fund. He was behind the death of all the previous agents. He grabbed their money with which he was paying off his debt. The buyers said that we need a guarantee that you will kill those agents and pay off all the debt. Only then will we buy this company, otherwise not. Meanwhile, we see Duncan, who was going to Russia for some work. He had committed God knows how many murders in his career. He did not regret it at all, but the memories of one mission kept haunting him like a nightmare. In Russia, he meets a prostitute and spends the night with her. While the two are getting intimate, her son enters the room. Duncan asks, "Don't you send him to school?" To which the girl replies, "You come here once in a year. I don't get enough money from this work to get him admitted." He asks, "How much do you charge for 2 nights? Come with me, I will pay you well." The woman agrees, after which he takes both of them to a hotel. In the same hotel, we see a man who was talking to Vivian. He said, "Where is your man? I have been waiting for him for so long." But he did not know that Duncan was standing outside her room. He was making a lot of noise on the pretext of doing work. When the man came out in frustration, Duncan put nails in his hands and feet and killed all the people in his room. There he saw a file in which his photo and all his details were there. He understood that something is wrong. He asked, "Who gave you money to kill me?" But when he did not tell, Duncan shot him. After this, he called Vivian and said, "Okay, I will do your work." After which Vivian transferred $1 million to his account. He thought that the prey has been caught in the hunter's trap, but Duncan was not a stupid man. Vivian had no idea that Duncan had completed his work. As soon as the money came into his account, Duncan sent him the photo of his dead body and said the work is done. Vivian was shocked to see him. All her plans were ruined and $1 million was wasted. So Duncan said that the rest of the money should come in the next 24 hours or else consider this deal over here. He also told that an attempt is being made to kill me, and if I come to know that you are also involved in this, then the result will be bad. When the prostitute came to know that Duncan had used her and her son to enter this hotel, she slapped Duncan hard and said, "You were putting my son's life in danger. Go away from here and never come to me again." On the other hand, Vivian came to Blut in anger and said, "Which samples did you send to kill him? Now if you want us to live comfortably, then immediately pay Duncan for his work and forget about it." But Blut said that I will not pay him. On the contrary, he sent his team to kill Duncan. His people first went to the accountant and asked him, "Where is your client?" That poor guy was begging for his life, but those people shot him and took the files from there and went away. After this, they went to Florida. When Cindy entered Duncan's flat, a man was already waiting for her there. He mistook Cindy for a prostitute and started beating and forcing her, but then the other people came inside and killed him. Cindy cut his body with a knife in anger because she had no expectation that someone would beat her so much here. After this, they went to New Jersey, where also some people lived on rent. They asked, "Where is the owner of this house? To whom do you pay the rent of this house?" But when he did not answer, these people killed him too. After this, they went to Texas, Michigan, and many other places, but only tenants lived there. There was no trace of their owner, i.e., Duncan. Meanwhile, in Montana, Duncan was trying to live a normal life, unaware of the danger. One day, his neighbor girl, Camille, and Duncan meet in a grocery store. There was no one there for both of them, due to which they soon became friends. Camille said that it seems you also do not have any work. Maybe you do not have money. That is why you are here. Do you live? But Duncan told him that no, I am actually retired, and he also lied about his work. Camille came to know that Duncan can speak 8 languages, and he has traveled to more than 99 countries so far. He said, "Why don't you take a class of children here for just one day? They will definitely get to learn something from you." After this, Duncan goes to a primary school with him. There he realized that he does not know anything other than killing someone. What could he tell the children? Finally, he taught them how to use weapons and showed how a dead person looks like. Whenever a child asked him about any country, he just remembered the people whom he had killed in those countries: India, Brazil, England, Afghanistan. He had done missions everywhere. Duncan notices that Camille used to get scared of small things. One day he comes to her and gifts her a gun and says that from now on you are not helpless, but Camille said that I do not know how to use a gun. Duncan promised her that he will teach her how to use a gun. He took her to a deserted forest and said, "Aim right at it." But as soon as Camille held the gun, her hands started trembling. Duncan said, "It's okay. It's my fault. I shouldn't have given you the gun. I will return it tomorrow." He asked, "Why are you always so scared?" Camille told him while crying that when I was young, I used to work in a library. One day the librarian came to me in a drunken state, and he forced himself on me. Saying this, she started crying loudly. Camille said, "I want to find him and put a gun on his head and ask him why he did this to me. I want to kill him so that his face goes away from my eyes forever." Hearing her words, Duncan does not express his feelings, but thinks in his mind that if he was there, he would have killed her. On the other hand, Blut's team gets a check which had the details of the bank where Duncan used to donate $2 lakh every year. Unfortunately, that bank was the same where Duncan is living now. The next day, they all reached Montana and stood outside that bank and started monitoring Duncan, who was nearby. He comes in their sight. When he was returning home, he saw a girl on the way whose car had broken down. It was revealed that it was Cindy who was ready to trap him in the web of her beauty. Duncan took her to his house. Cindy pretended that no one was coming to pick her up tonight and requested her to stay here. Soon it was night. Cindy said that she had never slept with a man older than her. Duncan was a promiscuous man. He immediately understood Cindy's gestures, and after that both of them pounced on each other. Cindy was wearing a wireless microphone around her neck, with the help of which a sniper sitting far away aims at Duncan. As soon as he fired the shot, Duncan immediately moved away, and the bullet hit Cindy's shoulder directly. Cindy was telling him where she was, but Duncan killed him. When the other people came into the room, they found that Duncan was not there. They started searching for him, but then the sniper heard a click. Duncan was standing behind her without clothes in the bone-chilling cold. He shot him, and he started hunting the rest one by one. She said that I will find you and kill you, but Duncan turned on the night vision and started looking for her very carefully. From the smell created by her heavy breathing, he found out that she was hiding behind the fridge, after which Duncan shot and blew her head off. He found an address in her pocket. When he reached there, a girl was lying there with drugs. She mistakenly told him about her plan B. She said, "Where is that girl to whom Duncan gives gifts?" Duncan understood who is being talked about here. He immediately came to Camille's house, but he came to know that she had been kidnapped by those people. When he came back, he saw that the girl had also disappeared. After this, he went to one of his friends in Mikkelsen. His retired friend was surprised to find him alive. He asked, "How many times did those people try to kill you?" Duncan said twice, and now a girl is also in his custody. His friend tells that worthless Blut must have kept her in his mansion, where he used to fulfill all his lust and dirty desires. Duncan was about to leave when his friend put an anesthetic on him on the pretext of shaking hands, which made Duncan unconscious. He had betrayed him. On the other hand, we see Blut, who was mad with anger due to the death of his girlfriend Hilda. He said that whatever you have done to me cannot be compensated by your death. Duncan still had 4 days left for retirement, and he was going to torture him for the next 4 days. Duncan came to know that those people were giving drugs to Camille and slowly pushing her towards death. Blut said just 4 more days, and after that I will do everything with that girl in front of your eyes, and then I will kill her in front of your eyes. After this, he picked up a plier and started tearing her body like a vulture. Duncan was screaming in pain, but he did not stop. The next day he took out his set of knives and used each knife on her one by one. Duncan's whole body was covered in blood, and the floor became red with every drop of his blood even on the 3rd day. This series of troubles continued. This time when Blut stabbed him in the stomach, the blade broke after hitting the metal plate in his bone. Blut said, "You broke my favorite blade," after which he burst his eye in anger. Yesterday was Duncan's last day. But he was only thinking about Camille. In pain, he pulled out the piece of blade stuck in his stomach and opened the handcuffs. Next day, when the guards came to tie him, he attacked them. Whoever came in that room was killed. When Blut heard the shouts of the people, he ran away from the gate in the opposite direction and told his people to take care of him. Duncan tried to escape from there by killing everyone in a narrow lane. He was shot one after the other from the front. He was also shot many times, but don't know how he was still standing on his feet. Finally, he killed everyone, and hiding his injuries, he came to one of his friends. Duncan called Vivian and said that he wants to make a deal. He said that girl in exchange for me and disconnected the call. Luckily, his new friend was not a cheater. She treated him and took care of Duncan until he recovered. On the other hand, Blut did not care about that girl. Vivian wanted to leave. Vivian said then, "It's okay. The decision has been made. How many people do you have? I want all of them. I am going to kill her." After recovering, Duncan picked up a lot of guns and took them to a ruined go-down. On the way, he called Vivian and said that I will meet you tomorrow at this location. You bring Camille with you. But Vivian was tracing his call. She started going to his live location with her people. Duncan was no less clever. He had also made all the preparations for bad situations at this time. After some time, Vivian reached him and said, "You have become so weak for a girl. I did not expect this from you." But Duncan wanted to give them a chance to live. He said, "I just want that girl. Take the rest, whatever you want." But considering her weak, Vivian told his people to kill her. As soon as she turned and started going back, suddenly Duncan took out a motion control machine gun and shot everyone. Vivian was also very much injured. He asked Duncan for help, but Duncan left him to die and went away. Blood, all this. He was watching on his monitor. He said, "Let him come, I will see him." But when Duncan came to his mansion, all his bodyguards ran away after seeing him. When Duncan stood in front of him, Blut picked up a sword to protect himself, but Duncan had brought a bigger sword than that. He blew off his head in one stroke and left from there. After this, he went to Camille. Her whole body had become useless due to drug overdose. She did not regain consciousness for many days, and the poor lady lay lifeless on the bed like a coma patient. One morning, when Duncan opened his eyes, he saw that someone had kept a lot of newspaper cuttings and some photographs on his bed. The newspaper had a mention of the same incident about which he often had nightmares. Before he could understand anything, he saw that Camille was standing with a gun pointed at his head, ready to kill him. Camille asked, "Why did you kill my family, and why did you leave me alive that day?" It is revealed that many years ago, on a mission, someone had deliberately given wrong information to Duncan, due to which he killed an innocent family, and the family was none other than Camille's family. Duncan had to repent for his sins. That's why he took care of Camille since childhood. He used to give Rs 1.5 crores every year to Camille only. Duncan said, "Press the trigger. Maybe I don't repent for my sins." Camille fired the shot after a lot of thinking, but she didn't kill Duncan. Duncan wasn't a bad man. If he was bad, he would never have helped her. The bad man was the one who got her family killed. Camille asked, "Can we find him?" Duncan said, "Yes, I can find him." And this is where the story ends.